Hey guys, Jess Kukubasi here. So for this video, I wanted to do something a little bit different. You know how the beauty bloggers, they do the get ready with me where they put on makeup and talk about their lives? Well, this is going to be a version of that, except it's going to be get at it with me. Get at it with me. So it's going to be like an edit with me type of video where I'm going to be editing this picture and, throwing in a couple tips here and there, showing you how I do it and just talking about random stuff. And to begin, I'm going to be using this studio image that I took a couple days ago, and there will be a video on how I shot this picture if you're interested on the lighting. So I use a softbox, and again, there will be a video on that. A link will be in the description if you want to watch that. So now the window that I have open right now is camera raw. And I think it's very important that when you take photos, you're shooting in raw because you can use a window like this. And when you double click your picture, it will open up to this window. Again, if it's a raw image, .cr2. So basically you can change some of the attributes of this photo in this window before you even open it in Photoshop, which I really do love. It does make a huge difference. You can really just fix the base of the photo here. So let me show you guys exactly what I would do and what I'm going to do for this picture. So to begin, I like to add just a tiny bit of clarity. I'm talking about like +3. That's it. So I'm going to bump up the shadows. I like to bump up the shadows a little bit. And if you click this preview button on and off, you can see exactly what you're doing so you don't mess it up, so it doesn't look like super ugly. And you're like, when you get caught up in editing something and you think it looks really good, and then you see the before of it after like 2 hours and you're like, damn, I messed it up. It's so ugly. The coloring looks yellow. Well, the preview button is really helpful because you can see exactly what changes you're making. So use it, you guys. I'm just going to add a little bit of contrast as well. Not too much, you guys. Don't get carried away. I know some of you guys like to bump that up. You can always alter contrast in Photoshop, which I would mostly do it there. Now, another huge thing is the hue, saturation, and luminance tab. And this tab I absolutely love, especially this is the reason why I use the colored background for this, because I wanted to be able to change the background color. Now, if you go on over to the blue section on the hue tab, if you play with this, you can see it changes the entire color of the background. Isn't that so awesome? So I chose a specific color for this, and it was -43. I don't know why it's like so precise, but whatever. Let's go on over to the saturation tab. And again, we're using the blue section, and we are going to add a little bit of color. So +13 there, and you can see, I'm going to show you guys like preview. We just changed the background color. Isn't that awesome? And then we're going to go over to luminance and go back to blues, and you can add some of that as well. I really love using this. Is like my favorite thing ever. I love playing with colors and changing colors and faking an entire picture. Okay, here we go. There we go. So I really do like this shade better than this blue. Like, this is the only blue shade that they had. I had to pick between blue background and a black background. That's all they had. So I was like, okay, blue it is, I guess. I'll change it in Photoshop. And one of the last things we're going to do is go to the RGB. I'm going to select... I'm pretty sure I can move these points around. Yep, here we go. And I'm just gonna like place a couple of points here. A lot of people, like I'm sure if you watch other tutorials, people are like, yes, use these points quite wisely and efficiently, and then drag this point here according to the lighting of, no, you know what? Just play around with it. And if you like how it turns out, great. Okay, I had this point curve like specific to one thing. I don't know why it's being so dramatic right now. Like, this is not what we did yesterday, you guys. Like, I think this is looking pretty okay, pretty good. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get rid of that contrast. So I think the preview only shows you the step before. Okay, that's super awkward. Okay. Well, I thought you were going to show me the whole thing because the background color is not changing. Another thing that I'm going to do is go to the lens corrections and then just press enable lens profile corrections. And what that's going to do is get rid of any distortion. And as you can see, it creates like a vignette around the photo, which I don't want. And one last thing that I'm going to do is go back to the tone curve, and I just want to fix one point in the curve. So I'm going to bring this point down a little bit. I think that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is open this image. It's going to open in Photoshop, and I'm going to start retouching it. So I got my frequency separation layers all set, and if you're wondering what type of retouching I'm using, its frequency separation, and I'm going to have a link to an action where you can download and it can make these layers for you. And if you don't know how to retouch using frequency separation, I have a bunch of tutorials on that, and I will link those as well. So basically, I'm just going to have a bunch of links in the description with stuff for you guys to learn from this, hopefully. But for now, I'm just going to duplicate my low frequency layer and just start retouching. And this picture doesn't need too much retouching. I'm just going to clean up this image just a tiny bit though. So I think that looks pretty good for the skin retouch. And the next thing that I'm going to do is the coloring and enhancing of this image. This is my favorite part of it all, so stay tuned for that. So now I'm going to start coloring and enhancing this image, and I love this part because it's so much fun and you get to add the finishing touches. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to fix her hair up a little. You know, at the time when we were doing this photo shoot, I totally forgot to bring everything. I usually bring extra stuff like a comb, you know, hair wax, just anything. I mean, extra lipstick. I didn't bring anything. It slipped my mind. What I'm going to do is merge this entire picture into a top layer. I pressed Command Alt Shift and then E, and then it made a full layer of all the changes so far. And I'm going to go to Filter, Liquify. I'm literally just going to, using the forward warp tool, just pushing the hair out. And there you go. You don't need a hairstylist anymore, even though we use the hairstylist. But she couldn't come with us for this photo shoot, so yeah. I'm going to make this look as natural as possible, even though it's all fake, but whatever. No one's gonna know unless they watch this. So just pushing outwards. Not too much. I don't want her to look like a pageant queen, like the 10-year-old pageant queens with the fake big wigs and stuff, because I don't want that. But I want there to be a little bit of volume. But I wouldn't recommend just relying on Photoshop. It's always better to get everything done in camera. So I'm going to press OK and see the difference that made. I think that looks pretty good. Am I convincing myself by saying that, or do I really think that it looks good? Does it look too much, you guys? Does that look nice? No one can answer me. Well, I think this, yeah, I'm gonna give the go-to on this, because I feel like I'm gonna crop it anyways, so it's gonna look fine. And if I don't like it, I can just take it out towards the end. So now we're gonna start with the actual colors, and I'm gonna go. Actually, before the colors, I'm going to enhance eyes and stuff like that. So I made a new layer, and I'm using black and white mostly. And I'm going to set my layer from normal to soft light. Make sure you have a nice fluffy round brush, 0% hardness, and you just want to go over all the highlighted areas in white. Highlighted areas in white. So just to pop them highlights out. Okay, calm down. Why are you being so dramatic? Okay, here we go. Photoshop always does that. And then using the black color, anything that's already dark, just go over it. And you can do this with the hair as well. You can go over the hair. So any areas that are dark, go over them with black, and any areas that are white, go over them with white. Does it look too pageant queen, you guys? Should I just keep it? Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to keep it as is. I don't know why I'm getting the feeling that it's looking like Queen Victoria something from Tennessee. I don't know. Okay, whatever. I'm just going to do it without the liquify, but at least you guys know how to do it now. So, eye makeup. I always like to pop out the eye makeup. So, using a color that's already on her eye, go to soft light and just go over the eyelid just to pop those colors out a little bit. And you could do that as well for the lipstick. So just a little bit. If you're a psycho like me, you can tell what I just did. Right here, the colors. Yay for being a psychopath in photography. Okay, and now we're going to go to the actual colors for real this time. And I'm going to go to a curves layer. So layer, new adjustment layer, curves. And we're going to go ahead and go to the blue section right here we're going to do this kind of thing right here. We're going to bring up the top and bottom points. I do want the whites to be filled with a little bit of yellow, which is why I'm doing this. See, as you can tell, if I lower it more of that yellow will be filling in the white. And depending on how bad a day you're having, you can be like, oh, I hate everything. Oh, the day's not so bad. Oh, I don't even want to be here. I want to be asleep. Okay, here we go. So we're going to do it like right here. And I'm going to go to another curves layer. And this one, you know, it's so, if you saw this picture that I drew, you'd like laugh at me. You'd be like, what is this? I'm going to post a picture of this. I tried to draw like a straight line and it wasn't straight, so I tried to fix it, and now it looks like a bunch of lines. I don't know. I feel like I'm losing control of my life. Go from normal to luminosity. Okay, I don't even know what it's supposed to look like, so I'm gonna take a guess here, because I filled everything out last night. So let me see if, I'm sure this is fine. That looks good to me. Okay, that's good. That's fine. 56%, or 63 actually. I don't even feel like going down anymore. And then we're gonna go to black and white. New adjustment layer, black and white. Go ahead and check the tints. And it's gonna fill in an orange-ish color, like a baby orange. Actually, it's more like an old vintage type of color, like George Washington yellow type of color. Go ahead and set that to soft light. And let's do like 41%. Yay, look how pretty. I did it, you guys. I'm doing it. You can adjust the reds as needed. Again, kind of how you're feeling, if you're feeling good that day. Hopefully you guys are all feeling good every day. I have my off days. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. And then selective color. This is my thing right here, selective color. You guys know this is my layer right here. First thing we're going to do, blacks. Let's do -4 plus 6. I should do like a song about selective color. That would be funny. Like a music video. Music video, oh my god. Okay, and then we're gonna go to neutrals. And by the way, if you're wondering if there's any technique on how I got any of these colors, there's not. If anyone says there's a technique to this, there's not. You just have to toggle back and forth and see what you like. And then, you know, over time, you'll get familiar with the colors. I know what each tab will do just because I've been using it for so long. But if you're new to Photoshop and you've never used selective color, I would encourage extreme toggling back and forth. Just kind of like something like this. I mentioned this in all my videos. Go back and forth and see what type of colors you like and what each tab does, what each color under each tab does. You need to learn kind of what everything does and where everything's at. So, I mean, just because I've been using this for years, so I know exactly what each thing does. So, yeah, just learn your layers. You know how they say mind your manners? Learn your layers. And the next one is going to be another curves layer. I don't know why I did this one. Let me see. Guess we'll find out right now. I think I just wanted to pop out some of the colors a little. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I think it's just popping out the colors a little. And let me see how this is looking. Ooh, that's pretty. Or am I just saying that because I did it? It's my picture. Am I being biased towards myself? I don't know. Last thing, if you want to add a gradient around here to add a nice little border type of thing, go ahead and go down to gradients. Ooh, that's looking like strawberry something. That's looking kind of cool, right? What is this? What just happened? Okay, let me see what this does. That's kind of cool, right? Wow, okay. I kind of like this. You see what looks good? Like if I put it to screen, actually it's looking kind of cute now. Let me just save that. I'm going to put that on the back burner. But what I really meant to do is use a black gradient. Where is it? Right here. And I'm going to set it to radial. Okay, does it want to work though? Oh, it's set to screen, that's why. Okay, see, this is another issue. So let me do this. Now that I changed the layer setting, it actually shows up now. And I'm going to reverse it. And it looks really like a horrible picture. But I'm going to fix it. There we go. Just to add a little bit of color around the edges. What do you guys think? Does it look fancy? Should I add this color? I really wish that this was live and I could ask you guys. Ooh, what about this? Ooh, that looks fancy. Another thing you could do is move it back and forth. I have no friends that can help me with this now. I kind of like that. I don't want it to look like strawberry shortcake, little door and a tree, Keebler elf kind of vibe. I think I need like more sleep. Let me do on the other side and see, maybe I can match it. It'll look less weird. This is what I do, you guys. This is literally the process. I mean, it'll take me hours. Why do the models not get pictures on time because of this? This is why it takes me 20 years. You know, maybe if I use like an orange color, it won't look so... Okay. That looks so beautiful. I'm just joking. That looks hideous. Okay. At least I'm being honest. Okay, here we go. Let me do a linear with this. Let's see what this does. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. You know what? I'm going to play around with this, to be honest. And, okay, everything's being so dramatic today. But I'm going to play around with this. I do like the extra pop of color, though. Not going to lie. So this is looking pretty good. Let me show you guys the before and after. Okay. So, before and after... this is before and after for the skin retouching. So that's after and that's before. And then this is the before and after for the coloring of the photo. I do like it. It's like a nice subtle color. And for any reason, you know, you're not really loving the color too much, just lower the opacity or just delete everything. And quit photography. Okay, and real quick, if you find this type of coloring to be a little bit too yellow, you could do a couple of things to offset it. You know, go to color balance and bump up those blues like so. You know, go to shadows as well if you don't want it to be too yellow. Or you can go to selective color and go to neutrals and toggle with the yellow tab in the neutrals as well. If you don't want it to be too yellow, or if you think that it's too yellow, I'm going to slightly change it just a little bit. I think this is looking a little bit better because I think it was looking too yellow to me. I think I just was staring at it for too long. So yeah, I'm going to be I added in that small color balance layer and then very, very subtle selective color just to offset that so it's not looking too yellow. I find that when I look at a picture for too long, I don't notice if it's become too saturated with a certain color. So always take a step back and check the image after an hour or show it to somebody and get their opinion on it, a photographer that you can trust, and just to make sure that you weren't staring at it for too long. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial / video / me talking about everything. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want to see. And if you guys like the coloring, thank you guys so much for watching.